Just gonna look and see if there's anybody on the roof. On any roof. I don't see nobody on the roof. All right?
Hi lovelies, you're welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Stranad. Thank you so much for all the love and support. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us, you guys are the real MVP. Lovelies, I came across the stage and I thought to share where some group of Maga supporters decided that they were going to go to an HBCU school to go debate. They even goes as far as to keep some, writings talking about how illegal immigrant should be a crime. Like they didn't really look for other schools to go do this their propaganda. They decided to choose a black school just to spite them. Lovelies, I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of other stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video, and let's dive into it.
So a group of white men went to an HBCU college campus wearing Make America Great Again hats and apparently looking for a good old debate. And in true colonizer fashion, these men did not get authorization to even come on to campus as non-students. So as you would expect, they were escorted off the campus by the police. And while they were being escorted off the college campus, there was a large crowd of black people that had some words for these people that decided to come onto this black campus and taunt black students. And I find it so ironic how one particular demographic of the country is trying to frame this as those black students being so violent and so unruly against innocent white men just trying to exercise their First Amendment right. Here's my question to that particular demographic of people. Why didn't you go to a white college campus to look for a good debate? I mean, after all, your Lord and Savior, Charlie Kirk, lost his life at the hands of a white man at a white event hosted on a white college campus in a white state. But you choose to come to a black college campus and taunt these students who could have went to the same university where Charlie Kirk lost his life looking for a good debate. But you didn't have the courage to do that. You didn't have the moral integrity to address the demographic of people that are the actual problem. In true American fashion, you look to blame and battle the people who had nothing to do with the unaliving of Charlie Kirk. You want to know why those black students didn't want you there on the campus? It's because black people were not and are not safe on PWI campuses, predominantly white institutions. The whole point of HBCUs is to avoid white violence, white discrimination, white hatred. But y'all want to paint the picture as if we're so violent and unruly for being apprehensive for you being there. Here's the truth of the matter. Charlie Kirk would still be alive if he chose to do debates at black colleges and universities instead of white ones, because we are not violent. We are not full of hatred. And if Charlie Kirk wouldn't have believed his own lies about black people, he would have known that he was much safer where we are versus where his own brothers are.
Yeah, that's right. Packed up and packed out.
Maga supporters invaded our HBCU.
What is going on over here?
You called the East primitive, but what? We created y'all knowledge. We created y'all science. We created y'all math. Y'all didn't do shit besides steal. Y'all didn't do anything.
Now, this is the kind of energy that I like to see, because you're showing up to an HBCU campus unprovoked for absolutely no reason but to antagonize black people. And here's the thing. The antagonistic behavior towards black people has continued to increase since Charlie Kirk's death. Whole time, black people had nothing to do with it. We just minded our business, our black ass business. But to try to trespass on somebody's campus to promote what you know is directly in opposition of said campus is egregious. And I personally feel like they should have been arrested. But since we all know how that go, I'm proud of my HBCU brothers and sisters for doing this.
Showing them the door.
We walking them to the door, y'all. I don't even know how they got on campus.
And my thing is, you just know that they wanted the black students to respond in a way that would make them feel justified or allow them to be able to go to the media and say that black people are violent or ignorant, whatever it is. And I feel like that would have been warranted. But either way, they got them out of there.
Hey, cool kids, emergency meeting. I had to take a couple sick days, but apparently while I was gone, the Klan showed up to Tennessee State University and HBCU and tried to antagonize them students. I'm an HBCU grad and I have a master's in African and African American studies. If you're an HBCU student, especially, I need you to lock in right now. Let's take a ride. These Klan bros are going to start showing up to your campus because they're trying to get you kicked out of school. And the reason why I know that is because this is just a rebrand of a long history white people have of going to HBCUs to terrorize students there. They don't know that history, but we do, don't we? The general population is not taught. White people have a long history, the Reconstruction and Jim Crow era, and even today, of going to HBCUs and doing exactly what them two white boys did. Looking to instill fear, intimidation, and cause a ruckus. They would show up and burn crosses on HBCU campuses. Agricultural HBCUs had to be on alert for white people destroying the crops that they grew. Academic buildings were burned down. The government had to send law enforcement, army tanks even, to surround certain schools so that they could be safe walking to class and going to graduation. Oh, and all that happened at one HBCU. That's just the one I went to. So because white supremacists cannot take their weapons and slowly circle around the school in their pickup trucks anymore, this is what they do instead. If those debate bros show up to your HBCU, it is because they want you harassed, they want you arrested, and they want you put out of school. That's their end goal. They want to disrupt your education any way they can. You can engage in any way you see fit, but here's some of my personal tips. Go to class. If you cannot afford to miss class, you walk right past them people and go to your class. Gonna be plenty of white boys to yell at in the future. Do not risk your education for them debate bros. They would grin with glee to know that you had to withdraw from a class because you missed too many days. Remember, their goal is to disrupt your education. If you want to confront them, even in a non-violent way, you need to be prepared to be arrested because that's their end goal and they're prepared to escalate it up to that point. And if you want to confront them and you're not prepared for that, you need to keep your reactions under control. You can't push nobody. You can't smack nobody's phone out their hand. I'm not telling you not to do nothing. I'm telling you whatever you do, you need to be strategic. Be safe. Contact a local organizer in your area so that you can get a phone number for jail support and a bail fund. What I would do, I would get a group of my friends together, stand across from them, and do everything except engage. Grab your book, sit in the grass, and study. I stand right across from them and have the most blackety black-ass debate topic. It'll sound like a foreign language to them. What cartoon characters are obviously black? Who should Issa have chosen on Insecure? Set it off Soul Food or Friday. You could only save one. I go to the library, get the blackety blackest ass book, and read it out loud. This one, look out, whitey, black power is gonna get your mama. Yeah, I do that. I take this one and just holler out every paragraph. It's called Blood in the Face, White Nationalism from the Birth of a Nation to the Age of Trump. Counter protests can be fun. Your homework for the next week or so is to watch a documentary called Eyes on the Prize. If you're a black student and you want lessons on like campus activism and black revolution on campus and all of that stuff, I can get my people together. We could do a Zoom class or something. Let me know if y'all are interested in that. All power. I'm proud of you. Be safe. Keep going. Oh, this in the corner is not for y'all. This is for the adultier adults and the allies who want to contribute to my work.
Just gonna look and see if there's anybody on the roof. On any roof. I don't see nobody on the roof. All right? All right. Cool. That's checked. All right. People obviously upset with him in this red MAGA hat. All right. Justified, understandable. Okay. Okay. Not seeing anything wrong yet. Not seeing anything. All right. He's not scuffed up. Okay. All right. All right. And apparently MAGA wasn't even invited. Say whatever y'all want about MAGA being escorted off of Tennessee State because, first of all, they weren't invited, okay? And secondly, they got to go back home to their family, all right? It's safer at the HBCU. We may not agree. We may even escort you off the premises because you weren't invited to begin with, but we will not be on top of a roof sniping you from 200 yards away. That's what we're not going to do, okay? So my point was literally proven. It is safer at a HBCU. All right? Point blank, period. I don't know what to tell you. Like, what? Come on now. Did anybody lose their life? Last time I heard, everybody made it back home. I ain't heard none on the news about nobody getting popped. I'm just saying.
So we're all on the same page. Hate speech, xenophobia, and racism are not political opinions. And I think we need to be a lot more intentional about our language when we talk about people and groups who espouse this hate under the guise of it's just politics. When we accept all of this hate speech, racism, xenophobia, misogyny, sexism, when we accept these as political opinions, we are legitimizing these perspectives and saying that it's just a difference, it's just a matter of politics, and that could not be further from the truth. Accepting all of this as political opinion and encouraging people to debate these as political opinions leaves room for what happened on the Tennessee State University campus, where a group wearing MAGA attire and holding signs with inflammatory messages goes to a historically Black university to bait the students into having debates framed around racism and their humanity, their existence. Whether DEI should be illegal or not is not a matter of politics. It's not even a debate point, because our administration has already declared DEI illegal, has already declared it dead. So what is up for debate as it pertains to DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, and representation on an HBCU campus that only exists because African Americans were locked out of colleges and universities in America solely because of their race? So if they wanted to be educated, they had to create institutions to educate themselves. This is not a matter of debate. It's not a matter of politics. It is quite literally a reality. Deport all illegals now, again, is not a matter of debate, because illegal people do not exist. The NAACP of Nashville said it best. This incident was not an isolated act of political expression. It was an intentional effort to antagonize, disrupt, and instill fear in a space created to be safe, affirming, and supportive of Black students. This is what happens when we do not use intentional, correct language in describing people's political opinions. Racism is not a political opinion. Hate speech is not a political opinion. Xenophobia, anti-Blackness, misogyny, sexism, these are not political opinions. Stop debating political opinions. Racism is not a political opinion. Hate speech is not a political opinion. Xenophobia, anti-Blackness, misogyny, sexism, these are not political opinions. Stop debating people who are coming to you with these opinions. You are legitimizing them, and we need to stop it immediately. Just so we're all on the same page, hate speech, xenophobia, and racism are not...
A group of Trump supporters decided to go to TSU, which is an HBCU, and do the whole Charlie Kirk debate me on my racism and misogyny and all that type deal, trying to justify their racism, and they got ran up out of there. Rightfully so, right? Because it's like, why can't y'all leave us alone, bruh? And for a group of people that constantly says they hate Black people and they wish we would go away and we don't need you, y'all act like y'all need us in your life, because y'all really be bored without us. Because at the end of the day, if we were gone, y'all would just start turning on yourselves, and y'all already do that right now, even with us here. Like, white supremacists are so bored, bro. They have nothing going on in their life, bro. And that's a big issue and a big leading factor as to why people turn to bigotry, because they don't have shit going on in their life. So they want to go around and fuck with some other people, ruining some other people's day. A few months ago, I made a video talking about how the gentrification of Black fatigue by white people is the white supremacist inability to understand that they have an unhealthy relationship with Black people, because they hate us while simultaneously loving us at the same time, because they need to be in our spaces. They want to be in our spaces. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like they have nothing else going on, because they have no culture. They have nothing that of any substance within their white culture. You know what I'm saying? So they gotta go to other people, take their shit, make it their shit, and then once they get tired of that, they go back to us and look and see what we're doing, because we are innovators. People of color are innovators, bruh. We do shit culturally. We do shit that they can't do and replicate. And that's why they have to come to us constantly to get ideas. And to steal our music, our media, whatever, right? It doesn't matter. They're just fucking bored and hateful.
A MAGA affiliated group known on social media as the Fearless Tour decided to make a stop at the HBCU, Tennessee State University. Now they came unannounced, uninvited, and unwelcomed to Tennessee State University to try to set up a debate table. They set up their debate table with big signs with inflammatory rhetoric on it, like DEI should be illegal and deport all illegals immediately. Needless to say, this did not go over well with the students in the HBCU, which is basically what they wanted. They wanted some type of incident that they could catch on tape to say that these students were to be feared and they were dangerous and violent and all of that. Well, because that is usually not the case, the students, although clearly not happy in the footage, never laid a hand on the MAGA affiliates. Instead, they called the university staff and police to come and escort them off the premises. Because this MAGA group was not affiliated at all with the Tennessee State University, and they did not ask permission to come there and start a debate with the students, they were promptly asked to leave and escorted off the premises, with a crowd of students and cops peacefully walking them to the door. And I will say that in the footage, it was kind of funny to see them believe their own rhetoric. The MAGA affiliates were escorted out, but they were completely surrounded by black police officers and black students as they went. And one of the MAGA affiliates that had the camera on the entire time would put the camera towards his face, and you could literally see the fear in his face as they're escorting him out. The thing is, the students around him, they weren't even stunting that dude, but he drank his own Kool-Aid and they believed their own rhetoric so much that he was actively uncomfortable. If you are following me on the YT, I will try my best to find a clip at the end of this video, because it was hilarious. But in all honesty, stuff like this is not funny. And they're becoming more and more bold in black spaces, to the point where two men in Mississippi were strange fruited. One of them was a 21-year-old black college student going to school at Delta State University, and the other was a 36-year-old man that they found outside of a Vicksburg casino. In the case of the student, even though he was found in the middle of a courtyard by the pickleball courts, and there is a discrepancy on what state his body was in, the police immediately tried to say that he did that to himself, before coming out a day later saying that the case had some developments, not specifying what those developments were. Mixed information has been coming out about that case since, and the coroner's office is disagreeing with a lot of the information concerning what condition that student's body was in. Naturally, there is a lot of distrust, especially since the police were so quick to come out saying that he had done it to himself, as well as the other 36-year-old found in the same condition on the same day. So civil rights groups have rightfully gotten involved, wanting an actual investigation as to what happened to these two men. And Colin Kaepernick has come forth offering to provide the funds for a third-party autopsy, because two black men being found in trees in Mississippi during a time when the rhetoric against black people has become so bold is starting to not only drum up a lot of memories for people who are still alive when those things used to happen a lot more often, but it is drawing up concerns for people in the black community who are feeling less and less safe. They are always trying to make it seem as if the black community are the ones who are the instigators. They are always trying to make it seem as if the black community are the ones who are violent, the ones who are criminal, who are always committing some type of heinous crimes. And yet, they can never keep themselves out of our spaces. Make that make sense.
Seriously, lovelies, when I saw the stage, when I saw the said, video, and I was like, these people did not see other schools to go to. They didn't see other, maybe, other schools to go to, but they chose to go to an HBCU school. What do you actually think that these guys have in mind to do something like that? Like, the states, the way, the state and the level at which the state is, or you decided to choose a black only school or HBCU school to go do your propaganda because you're looking for a way to tag, oh, these people, oh my goodness, these people are aggressive. Oh my God, these people do not want us to do this. Like, seriously? And when they were asked to leave, They began recording to make it look like these guys are not tired. These people are not hired to keep on spiting people that looks like me. They just want to know, they just want to keep pushing until when it gets to here, then they'll be able to unleash what they have planned. You want to go around to do your debates, why not choose other school that you know that, okay, why did you choose a specific school knowing that nothing is going to happen? You just want to create some misunderstanding. You just want to tag or try to look for a way to spite people and try to tag them aggressive, rude, and that. Like, why do you guys keep doing this? Even when these people have made it clear to you guys that you should leave them alone. Is it so difficult to leave somebody alone when this person keep on telling you to please leave us alone? These guys want you to leave them alone. You keep on prognosing and looking for ways to spite them, looking for ways to bait them, to get them to react, to get them to come out and say something, or to just look for ways to tag them as a stereotype that you guys have already created for these individuals. Like, they have constantly told you to leave them alone. They don't want to get involved with all of the shenanigans going on. You guys brought these shenanigans upon yourself. All of the things happening, all of the pew, you guys are to be blamed. All of the things going, why not you guys just maybe create some awareness and go to all of your neighborhood, call out all the pan-colored women, especially the ones that have sons, male figures, and try to create an awareness on how to control the level of pew that is happening. Why not just do something like that? Why are you focusing on immigrants this and black people that? Meanwhile, you have a house. Your house is on, but you left your house that is on, looking for other places to go poke nose. They say that, there's a saying that my grandfather used to say. He said, remove the dirt in your eyes, before looking for someone to go remove their own dirt. Your house is not even organized. Your children are going around pewing people with a claim of having a mental imbalance or mental whatsoever, but they keep on giving excuses. That is a very big problem that needs to be solved in the white community. Why are they not calling out this same problem? Why are they not calling out? The other day I stitched a stitch of a pan-colored boy who decided to go to an ICE facility. He opened a pew and pewed some of the immigrants that has been detained in a detention center. So, is this not a problem that needs to be solved? Is this not a problem that need an urgent solution? But no, that is not a problem. This person probably have a mental problem or whatsoever claim that you guys always claim that they have. But you have the time to carry your tables and your chairs going about looking for who to bait, looking for who to... Please, leave people that looks like me alone. They are tired. Everything that is happening right now, even the farmers at Arkansas, even the white olives, whatsoever, they are good. They are good. I don't know why people are still upset, even though people that looks like me have nothing to do with whatsoever thing that is going on. Start working on your community. The white community has a lot to do. Your wives, your mothers have a lot to do. The pew is getting out of hand. And at the end of the day, the person who commits this pew end up unaliving themselves. Like, seriously. Anyway, lovelies, why not just leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video. Please subscribe to this channel if you're here to do that. If you've not subscribed, and I will see you, lovelies, when I upload the next one.